Okay, so here we are. So I broke my SUP paddle. It's a nice carbon fiber paddle that I really enjoy using. My board fell over on top of it and it broke. So being close enough to the blade and being an adjustable paddle with enough adjustment left in it sure seemed to me like a good idea to try to see if we can fix this. Now, the tube was glued onto the blade, and I'm assuming the handle as well, with what appears to be hard set epoxy type glue. So yeah, how do we get this off? So what I decided to do was, and I've already done this, but I took my oscillating saw and I cut a groove down through just the tube, trying not to get into the blade itself, and I got a little bit in. I thought I was going to have to cut 4 of these, but it turns out all I needed to do was get one cut, and I was able to put a screwdriver in here, give a twist, and that popped all the glue loose. So of course I've already done this. So there was the piece. That was able to come off. I took a sharp blade and I got off as much of the adhesive that was on there. So you can see when you're down to this type pattern, like here. So I scraped all this off with a sharp blade, and so I had that ready, and that's the piece that came off of there. On the main tube itself, I marked it off, and I've already made this cut already, but I wrapped it with blue painter's tape and took my chop saw with a very fine blade to it and cut it off. So nice and smooth cut, and as you can see what we'll end up with when we put it together, and I stop knocking the camera over, it'll be like that. That's what we're going to go for when we do the repair. Now, there's a variety of ways to glue this. I could go back and just mix up some epoxy and stick it back on there, but from what I've seen, the best way to do this is with hot glue. So got myself some Tech Bond high strength glue sticks, got myself a new glue gun and a heat gun, and so that'll be the next step of this, is putting this back together again. And the main thing is going to be using the heat gun to heat up all the parts. Then we'll load up some glue, slather it all down, and fit it all together and let it harden up. At least that's the idea. We'll see how that works out. This is actually my first time doing this, yeah, hopefully it works out. Now, the advantages of using the hot glue versus, say, something like epoxy, we put this thing together. If we need to take it apart for some reason, all we need to do is heat it back up with the tools and pull it apart and clean the glue out and start over again. From everything I've read, this is nice and strong and will hold everything together and keep it watertight while making it so you can disassemble the whole thing later on if need be. So there we are, broken paddle on the way to being hopefully a non-broken paddle. Okay, we're ready to see if we can actually put this thing together now. So I'm going to start out by taking some sandpaper, and I'm going to rough up these edges to give the glue something mechanical to grab onto. Not going to go to town too much on it, but just give it a scuff. Alright, and we're going to get the inside of the broken tube. Let's see if we can get this in there. And try to get that edge down a little bit. And try not to lose the sandpaper inside the tube. Alright, for that. Wipe down. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a little tape around this. Make it easier to get the glue off. And also maybe protect a little bit when we get the heat gun going on it. Probably would be easier to use a thinner instead of the wide tape. That's what I got. Here's another one. I don't know why, I just feel like I need to do that. Okay. Get out of the way. Now, let's warm this up with a heat gun. Not sure how long this takes. Warm the tube up a bit too. Oh yeah, that's gonna warm. Yeah, let's give it a, let's see what happens here. Gonna just lather this up with glue. I'm not gonna worry about getting too much on it, because it'll all squeeze out, make a mess. And we'll wipe it off, hence the use of all that tape. Try to work it down into cracks and crevices. Hopefully this stuff keeps working with us. Alright, well that's, I'm going to warm this tube up again. And then we're going to spread a bunch of glue in there. Probably increase the weight of the paddle about 10-fold just because of glue. But who knows, right? Alright, let's see if we can go together. In we go. I feel a lot of glue in there. Pull it apart. See if we can get it working in there. Work any air bubbles and stuff. And about like that. Let's see. And now we get the excess mess off. Quite a bit. I'll line up as best you can. Looks like we've got that lined up pretty good. Let this go a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and take this tape off. There we go. Now I can still feel that's plenty warm. There was a little rubber band covering that was on this paddle, so let's see if I can push that back on top of that. It'll set in that glue a little bit. It's not going to provide any strength or sealing, it's just a little joint prettifier. And here we go. This would appear to be together. It's still warm. I'm going to have to let this cool off and cure. And tomorrow we'll put the rest of the paddle together, give it a try, see if it actually did what we want to do. I think I'll unplug my glue gun. So there you have it. My originally two-piece paddle that became a three-piece paddle is now back to being a two-piece paddle. And like I said, tomorrow we'll I'll put the let this cool up and cure overnight, and maybe tomorrow we'll give it a try, if weather permitting. So far, looks like a success. Okay, it's next morning, and here we are, the paddle. This turned out to actually shrink wrap, this little rubber band guy. So, shrunk him up a little bit. He's on there pretty tight. This is solid, rock solid. Yeah, I don't think this is going anywhere. So, I'm going to see if we can get a quick paddle in. All we need to do now, assemble this the rest of the way, obviously. Before, I used to have her around there, and we're gonna, so that's about our, where we'll be looking at right now, a little bit more than 6'10", and there we go. One repaired paddle. Right, go hit the water and see what happens, and let you know. But yeah, that's solid. That's on there. That's great. This is going to be awesome. Great way to salvage a paddle instead of spending another couple $100.
Good morning, Magothy River, Chesapeake Bay, Cape St. Clair. Alright, got my repaired paddle. Not gonna do what I did before. It caused it to break. Here we go. Into the cold water. Well, first thing is that. There, let's try that. Oh yeah. I missed my paddle. Works good so far. Breeze is coming from the south. Still solid. So, had our upwind workout. Turn around and get a little downwind assist. Let's see if we can sneak up on these canvas backs. Oh, there they go. Canvas backs. So, going against the current, but with the wind. There's a bufflehead. 2. Held up. See, for that paddle, that was kind of a bit of a vigorous upwind and then downwind, and this is rock solid, dry inside, whole bit. So I think we did good. So normally we had the paddle adjusted there, now we're adjusted there. Felt pretty good. All right. Let's go to work.